can introduce yourself, sir.
Hi, my name is Jordan Dirksen. This is the Writers Circle on November the 4th, 2021. This story I can tell you only now. It is true and still very unbelievable. I was a scientist, more of a garage tinkerer, when I made an amazing discovery of anti-gravity. I had made a prototype equal to the Wright brothers' first plane. I constructed a frame and built a cockpit, all in secret. I called it Starscreech. It had an oxygen recirculation system like the space station, but was made from scuba gear and pressurized oxygen tanks. My first flight wasn't for very long. It was over an old farmer's field west of town. With all the equations done correctly, it should fly like a helicopter, just hovering slowly, making left and right turns. But I wanted more. I wanted to go fast. At full power, the equations say breaking the sound barrier would be easy, but being seen would expose my secret. Flying at such high speeds in the Earth's atmosphere was too dangerous. I had to go to space. It was my destiny. I knew I could do it. The math was right. Instead of thrusting a rocket into space with great force, the plan was to slowly float, essentially like helium, into space. I planned for months, running the numbers over and over, trying to figure out all the variables, wondering what I had discovered and what else would be able to do with it. The phone would ring and I would ignore it. My answering machine was full, but I couldn't talk to anyone about anything. I guess I was just giddy with joy that I was going to outer space. Days passed. Starscreech was ready. It was a calm night, no moon. The time was about 3:30 a.m. when I embarked on history. I floated in the air 10 feet off the ground. I programmed the computer to float into space at about 100 miles an hour. It was a funny feeling watching the ground float out of sight and see the horizon curve and the sun peek out over the distance. The moon and stars took on a whole new light. This was just the start. I wanted to go fast, open Starscreech up and see what she could do. I went around the Earth as a start, baby steps, I thought, as I couldn't stop laughing in excitement. At slow speeds, the friction was slow, not much of a G-force, but I wanted to go one fast run. Going near the speed of light, it was thought to break, and it thrusts you back and you can't see anything. I discovered at the speed of light, you can't see light. It took me some time to float back into the atmosphere and slowly fly back into my hometown. My next step was to fly around the moon and back. I did it 1 week later in record time and speed, 14 hours, 23 minutes, and 55 seconds, about the speed of sound. All I knew was the equations, the possibilities were endless. Was it too ambitious or madness? Only history would tell. I thought about flying around the sun at the same path the Earth rotates. I thought I could do it in short bursts. It would take 8 days. I planned and prepped, tooled and toiled for days on end. I told my friends I was going to Las Vegas for the weekend. I wondered if I should do more to say goodbye. That is, if I didn't make it back alive. The first day in space on my journey around the sun was hard to adjust to. I would start with short bursts of speed for an hour or two, then stop and recalculate my position, mapping the stars like a ship at sea. The rations were going quickly at every stop. I would eat the pre-cooked meat and veggies I packed, sleeping and then shooting off around the sun. Day 6, just when I was getting into a routine, is when it happened. Something struck Starscreech's left wing. The collision hurled me like a car crash. It must have been some small stone or pebble, small size. It sent me tumbling through space. I was dazed and confused, but I was alive. I ran through the equation list. Most of the systems worked. I could still move at slow speeds. It would take me 5 days to limp Starscreech back to Earth like a car with a flat tire. But I figured if I stretched the rations, I could make it home. I was 1 day away. Come on. I was 1 day away from Earth. I was charting the stars when I see an object in the distance coming closer to me. I didn't want another collision, so I watched it very closely. It came closer and closer. When I saw it, I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. It was a large triangle with lights on each corner. Another spacecraft. I couldn't believe it. I can only tell you this now, but the triangle chip used the same anti-gravity as Starscreech. They brought me back to Earth, and we landed at Area 51, where we work on space technologies for the future.
Secrets of Area 51.
Thank you.
Now we know.
Hello, my name is Marjolaine Bradel, and this is my contribution to the slam. It's called Passage of Time. Lovely are you to me, drifting in the sky above, clumps of cotton balls, letting me know what is to be. Even my nose tells me that the seasons are changing. Soon autumn will be left behind, letting winter come to be. There is nothing new to me in this eternal cycle of life. For years this has been played, and will in its way be. The seasons come and go before me, letting me know all is right. Winter is not to be despaired of. It is the precursor of what is to be. A source of comfort it is to me, knowing that all is well. The months soon passing will be filled with what is to be. Spring will soon follow in step and bring hope to all.
Thank you. Please.
Okay, my name is Betty Carmichael, and I have an article to read. It's called If God Went on Strike. It's just a good thing God above has never gone on strike, because he wasn't treated fair on things he didn't like. If he had ever once sat down and said, "That's it, I'm through. I've had enough of those on earth, so this is what I'll do. I'll give my orders to the sun, cut off your heat supply, and to the moon, give no more light, and run those oceans dry." Then just he really made it tough and put the pressure on. He turned off the air and oxygen till every breath is gone. Do you know he'd be justified if fairness was the game? For no one has been more abused or treated with disdain. Thank God, and yet he carries on, supplying you and me with all the favors of his grace and everything for free. Men say they want a better deal, and so on strike they go. And God never made junk. It's people who throw away things like water bottles that sink to the oceans and get caught in fishing nets and lobster traps. It's man who throws away junk. This generation is finally starting to see we need to clean up our acts and dispose of junk in FBI bins and recycling bins. Then it's a better place to live. Thank God for this generation who seem to know where to put things in the right places. So thanks to God, he never went on strike.
Oh yeah. That sounds good. My name is Robert St. Germain, and I have 2 poems to read today. This one is called What Drugs Are You On? There it goes. Here we go, listening to your hateful words. I know it sounds so absurd. You have a label for everyone. When will you ever be done? You're so envious that you have to judge, down in all that mental sludge. You're such a monster in disguise, believing all your own lies. This is a trip that you're upon. At least you're wondering what drugs are you on. This is what's called greed. They offer you 1, then you take 5. They give you a taste, and you take them for a ride. They give you a chance, then you take them for a ride. Your gluttony is what you can't hide. It's all or nothing, no matter who gets hurt. You all in the shit, and you all in the dirt. You rub them blind with a gentle touch. You live to take, but you take too much. You would choose money over your friends. You're just the shark in the end.
Okay, I'm Cassandra Kawai, and this next poem is called Rest. Jack Frost comes knocking at my door. Can't I sleep a little more? My pillows are cool, my blankets warm, outside the rumblings of a storm. Sometimes nightmares disturb my rest. Some dreams are bright, shining, some simple, some complicated. The life we live in dreams is underrated. Our subconscious finds time to play and takes us to the brink of day. Someday we will sleep and never wake. Will thoughts and imagination find a way to survive and even thrive? Will our souls face peril in these dreams, these hallucinatory themes? Will they run unchecked or get swallowed up by nothing? Do we create our thoughts, or are we an honored guest at a movie that plays around our consciousness? closing our eyes to the outside world, watching as our knowledge has unfurled, like a never-ending quest that disturbs our peace when we rest. Is it okay if I do another one?
Please.
Okay.
Nice and loud.
Oh, I can adjust volume, don't worry. I guess you guys can't hear me.
This one is called Deja Vu. Scenes pass by, dreamscapes of where I used to go, who I used to be, a student, a lover, a friend, learning that I would break if I don't bend, wondering if I have a destiny to defend, teaching my heart to pretend, not knowing whether to try to be different or to fit in, wanting relationships to be deeper than they could, even perhaps should, enjoying my freedom in a lonely place, breathing and walking in plenty of space, dreaming of love and emotion's sweet embrace. Some parts of my past I wish I could resurrect. I wanted to overcome, but I'm not there yet. I reminisce about all the times I felt fulfilled and think about chances I took that I regret, the danger I put myself in, and I don't know how I came out the other side. Sometimes I feel ashamed, sometimes I feel pride. I was healing my being through experience, trapped without conclusion. I didn't know how to express my confusion. A return to innocence alleviates the pain of knowing too much. I miss the things I cannot touch. Vague murmurings of appreciation, a victim of a painful fixation. Weaving together the story of my wanderings, musing upon my pondering. The comfort of the past is that memories can be rearranged, but not changed. I can only change my point of view. In the past the rose blooms, but the present is what kisses it with dew. Thank you.
Cassandra, your work is so lovely.
I'm James Adamson, and this is Poetry Slam at is now Studio Central in the mall here. All my poems are the glory of God and to Gwyneth with love. And this one's called Climatic. Oblivion and faith, hundreds of boats, but only one made it through the storm. And the dead try to blame. For many it was another man, and for others that's just the way it was. Hollow eyeballs searching for another wave. Many kinds of death seems to be enough. Yet after the storm, the ocean is like a hammer and a fist. Truth is like an arrow killing a flock of birds. Picking up a fist of dirt to test the air, we breathe as if to rebel. Injustice is a bell like trying to seduce a system. This isn't just a story. Tomorrow isn't just the news. Capitalism will take care of itself. You can't cover mud with mud. Well, seeing everything fall away means proudly trying to deny the wind. The only weather story that has a climax is our demise. Love is a squirrel in a tree, eating something nutritious while I fall asleep. Huge weather systems threaten a simple minute. Hope is a dead crow, but we can't measure its IQ. Something might fall and break. The devil is breathless. Seeing it or nothing as if it divides out the truth. Plans for future confusion. One battle is its victory. How can you swim when you're thirsty? A starving man runs. Freedom is the only world we have. The ocean is eternal. A simple man captains the last boat. Yet wisdom is like technology. Once we give names to computers, we need to do what we can do. The biggest tool is still just a temperamental piece of steel, eternally recycled so the rain is gentle. And the heritage of saving the planet is everyone's. Artfully given by ancient eyes, seeing a cloud fall away, to a vision of complete skulls finding a place, and stupid blindness, no matter how much it goes back and forth. I'm really proud of how much I stumbled over that. That was pretty good. And this one's called Everyone Wrote It. What if you wrote something everyone wrote? Time wrote it, made it, sent it. Ancient animals run down the back lane. Trees say hi like alley cats. Time has been here for a long time. Buildings tilt over like idiocracy. We are all happy because time is yours. Family laughs at Thanksgiving. Children in grades 3 yell terms of respect that will go down through the ages. Mothers question the inspiration of their nipples. Long rivers flow into our mouths. Oceans begin to flow differently. Garbage melds with the stars in the night sky. Everything becomes beautiful because it's yours. Summer can offer something in comparison. Autumn is a beautiful world. Spring runs out of mattresses. Winter winces because we might not see its beauty. Dead leaves collect with curbsides. People drive their cars in the galaxy and never falter. Dance becomes tedious except when we really try to run away. Birds laugh with every wing stroke. Maps are full of meaning because everyone cares. Children are huge monsters, so we find them vulnerable to scandal. Friends shrink across the room. Walls close in like an opening door. Everything is on a hinge. Everyone opens into a desert where we rebuild the rainforest. Bought and sold, we really try to look at nature. It's all already there. Sand is in your hair because you cherish the water. Drowning in 3 feet of water that goes to the horizon. But then truly living, everything is so far away. Yet there you are with one of your feet wet. Family pulses like a heart. Children of siblings seem centuries of centurion. Mythology is being written. Lies fall away like a dead line. Truth is what we agree on after millions of talking about it. Love is not a dinosaur. Pain doesn't have a king. Rational thought doesn't wipe out footprints. Poetry is science. Rhythm cries like the desert. We will never know selling cars because all the devil has is hatred. Look into it like the sky. One more here. This one's called Sand Beach Sky. Clutterings of stars nestle in the sand the way water deposits it. Even the sun seemed upside down. I couldn't hear children playing, and the unreachable was still on the horizon. I could pick up some stones and fumble them in my hand, or maybe I could hear the children playing, but they jumped from one car to another. They laughed at the dents on top of the roofs because they popped right back into shape and made the drivers angry. Maybe I was raised in Hong Kong and buildings rise with hope and streets and roads go someplace forever. Skateboarding down the high hills of that strange city, beating the upside down cars. No death can happen for courageous children. The world caught in my hair, taking me up again. No charge for riding the trolley by hanging on for the top of the hill. There is treasure under the sand. It trickles from the sky like stars in the daytime. For some reason, I bring a stone to my lips and throw it into a river. The city has many bridges where lakes spread into our neighborhoods. It all becomes like a hat, an identity that I can discard. Yet I continue to walk under the sky sand and find what is easy to shed is only the lies others tell of us. We walk through vast stretches of crowds of people. None of them can stop us because we live for them. There is no digging into the sky. There is no rain falling. Holidays are caught in the stores we turn over, in the stones we turn over, and keep for ourselves. When we risk our lives for fun, the sky tells us it understands, because we all do it at least once. Seeing the world turned upside down, because we would all be dead if the pain of loss told us the cars were toys. So the sky takes us up again, yet so free it never touched.
Thank you so much, everybody, for reading your work. And I've been so inspired, I think I want to really write something too.
This is your pen.